here with Half Dozen Customs. We're back out here on the Jeep. Last time we left off with welding all this up and getting it ground down. We cleaned it up with the burnishing tool. I had said that we got to do something around these rivets at each end, and we got to clean up the bottom. So that's where we're going to get started, and then we're going to jump on to body work with this thing. The last time that we were doing body work on this was on the bed, and it was during the winter. And unfortunately, this past winter, I wasn't really able to afford to heat the shop. My heater that I have in here, it has no problem heating the place, but at the moment it's hooked up on propane. We are hoping in the next month or two we are going to be running gas out here, so we'll no longer have to worry about filling the propane. Propane was just getting way too expensive to upkeep. I was having to fill it once a week, depending on the hours that I was out here. So, but anyways, long story short, when it was cold out, it was taking a long time for the bodywork to dry, so, or harden. Now we're in the middle of summer and it's hot out here, so it's going to start hardening on my board before we even get into the bumper. So hopefully this process will go a little bit faster than the last time we were doing body work. So, but let's I'm gonna try wire wheeling around these rivets and see how that goes, and if I'm not happy with it after this, then we will break out the little sandblast. I think we're good. I think that'll work. All I'm really trying to do around there, it's not rusty around there. It's just the black paint that they had on there. I don't know what it is. So before we try and prime it and have problems, I wanted to get it off of there. So. Okay. I'm gonna grab some 80 grit now on DA, and we'll DA all this. Just make sure that there's enough bite on everything for body work. Alright, so I got some Duraglass here. This is kind of like a Bondo and fiberglass mix. Very short strand or fine strand mix. And I just use this to basically go over any of the welds. The reason I use this over the welds is because it's a lot stronger than just your regular filler. And I don't know this for sure, but a lot of people say that this stuff is waterproof. So if anything gets at it from the back, it helps protect it, where, filler will absorb water and moisture and start to bubble and pop. This stuff shouldn't do that. Alright, well, I didn't move fast enough with that. By the time we got to this side, it was already starting to harden up. And once that happens, it's it. You're done. I tried to get a little spread on there, but it is just kicking off way too fast. So we're gonna let this sit up. You know, I'll probably 10-15 minutes, and we'll come back and we're gonna sand all this stuff down. Probably gonna have to mix up a little bit more, and this side we'll have to coat a couple of spots here. There's a couple of welds that I missed, the little holes that we were welding up. So we'll have to coat those, and then we should be able to move on to actual body filler at that time. So some lightweight filler. So I'll see you guys here back shortly. All right, now comes the itchy part. I just got my mud hog with some 36 on it, and we're gonna knock this down as fast as we can. Alright, we'll be back when that's dry. So I think we pulled off everything that we need to pull off. Extra bracket wise, it's not going to be used. We took the gas tank out, took the trans cooler out. I think this is ready to sand now. So. Man, I don't know what you guys caught or what you guys missed. So sanded this down real quick. right here where, you know, this is 3 pieces put together, right here where the weld was, I coated the bottom so that looks nice. You know, I was working on the top and the face and never reached up underneath. So now I got down underneath and we got that coated. It's already drying. So I'll give it a few minutes and we'll sand that down. And then I think we're gonna mix up some lightweight filler. Hopefully I can mix it a little light on the hardener and be able to get this all in one coat. That would be nice. One coat and hopefully sand it down and it's ready to go. So you know, if you've watched some of my other stuff, you know, I'm really big on trying to use as little filler as possible. You know, if you've ever built cars or hot rods, stuff that needs to go to shows, I mean, filler is kind of hard to get away from. You know, I'm not a master metal finisher type of person. I would like to be. I would like to learn that kind of stuff, but filler is just how it's done in most places. So, but if I can use as little as possible, that's what we're gonna do. So I don't want 2-3 coats of filler back here. Hopefully we can get 1 coat on it and it's done. You know, we got that's 1 coat over there. This would have been 1 coat if it wouldn't have hardened halfway through it. So I did have to put a 2nd coat on here. But I still kind of consider that only 1 coat because I didn't really get a good 1 coat on there. We sanded the majority of it off. And then it'll get hopefully 1 coat of lightweight filler. And we should be ready for some primer. So I don't think I'm going to get it primed tonight. It is getting late. It's 10:30 already. So we're going to let this dry. We're going to sand it down. I'm going to get a coat of lightweight filler on it. And I think that's it for the night. We will come back tomorrow. We will sand that filler down, and we will get this primed. And then I think I told you that there's a spot over on that side of the frame that I didn't see before that I'd like to fix, so we'll get that fixed. And then it's time to start scrubbing and cleaning this frame. I took off everything other than the shocks. We still got to pull the shocks off. We can pull the shocks off tomorrow. But the rest is going to be ready for some needle scaling and some wire wheeling, and yeah. So we're getting closer. Hopefully after tomorrow, we will be ready for pressure washing. So tomorrow we'll get the rest of this all cleaned up, and then probably the next day we'll pressure wash everything. Then it'll have to sit for a day to dry, and then hopefully the next day after that we can get this thing up on jack stands, get the wheels off of it, you know, tape up whatever we don't want POR 15'd and start getting to work. So I will I guess I'll is this ready? Yeah, it feels ready. Let's get this in. Alright, I mixed it just right that it didn't harden on me. We were able to get one good coat on there. Now we'll let that dry, and then we'll come at it with the air file with some 80 grit on it, and then probably hand sand it with some 220, and then I'll be ready for primer. Hopefully, we'll see. There might be some pinholes or something that we gotta go back and hit, but for the most part, I think we're looking pretty good with this. So, like I said, I'm probably not going to sand this down till tomorrow. That way it can cure fully. If I change my mind and sand it tonight, I will turn the camera back on. But until then, I will see you guys later. I'm out. Alright, we're back at it out here. I did let it sit overnight, so we're just gonna air file it down. I have some 80 grit on here, so let's get to it. Okay, so we got that all sanded down. I'm super happy with the way that it looks. There was a couple of pinholes or little voids that needed to be skim coated again. That's what I went back and I recoated. Cleaned up the edge there, and I kind of scuffed over what we just put on. You can see on the paper how it gummed up the paper. Just kind of knocking it down a little bit, make life a little easier, and it also opens up that top layer and allows it to dry a little faster. So, we'll being that this is filler, I'm probably gonna give it, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes to set up, and then we'll be back to sand this down. And then after that, I think it's ready to tape off and just shoot some primer on it. So we'll be back when I'm ready to tape off. So I'll see you guys then. All right, we're back doing some taping. Okay, we got a little bit of primer in the gun. We're just going to shoot a couple coats on this and be done with it until it's time to paint it. there's one coat. Let that set up for a little bit, and we'll, whatever's, you know, like I said, there's not much in here, so whatever's in here, we'll put it on here, and we'll be back when it's time to either we're gonna get this sanded down and we'll get it painted, or you know, when we prepped this out, I wire wheeled back, you know, back here so that we didn't have to come up here again. So we could technically leave this all taped off. We can get it sanded down and get it painted, and then it's done. And then we'll start wire wheeling the rest of the frame. Or we just untape it, prep out the rest of the frame, and then just paint it all together all at the same time. I don't know. I'll think about it, but I'll see you back for one of those things. Either we'll be painting this or we'll be cleaning up the rest. So, see you guys later. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.